Welcome back. Well, dementia is the leading cause of death in Australia. However, conversations around this disease are still shrouded in stigma.
But now, for Dementia Awareness Month, one man is on a mission to help Australians to understand the disease. And for more, we're joined by co-founder of Dementia Research Community, Nick Young, and researcher Dr Caitlin Finney. Morning to you both.
Hey.
It's great to have you in today. This is an issue that affects almost every Australian family at some point. We all know someone directly or indirectly impacted by dementia. And Nick, for you, this is extremely personal. Your father was diagnosed with dementia, lived with it until his death, of course. Can you tell us a bit about your father's experience and your experience in caring for him as well?
Oh, look, Dad, it was tough. Whichever way you approach it or talk about it, it's tough. Dad passed away in 2022. It was a 10-year decline. He was diagnosed at the age of 68, so really young. Thankfully, and I'll just start off by saying everyone's experience with dementia is different. And for us, we were just really lucky that Dad's dementia wasn't aggressive in nature or behaviour. So Mum cared for Dad at home for 5 years and then went to a nursing home for the remaining 5 years where he declined slowly and ultimately passed away. So it was tough because I had no idea about dementia. You know, I knew that it was a memory loss thing, it was an age thing, but getting that news for Dad at 68 was really eye-opening for all of us. And that's essentially where I became educated, chatted to our friends, learnt that their parents had dementia, and we're like, right, we've got to do something. And here we are 10 years later.
I think more and more people are having this conversation, Dr Caitlin, because as we get our population is ageing and living longer, we're going to be seeing more and more people having these conversations. So how can some suburbs out there become more dementia friendly, and how can the states and government and the federal government help with this?
I think one of the biggest things is sort of around education and having those really open conversations, like coming on here and talking more about it, because everyone is touched by dementia in one way or another, whether directly or indirectly. And one of the things that we've seen is sometimes in families that are experiencing dementia, sometimes the children are put off to the side and they don't really understand what's going on. So we see things like education in schools and talking about it, talking about what's going on right from the outset to sort of decrease that stigma and really improve those conversations around dementia and what people are experiencing.
And we can't forget that almost 1.6 million Aussies are involved in caring for someone with dementia right now, and there will be people at home watching this who will say, yeah, this is me, and they're feeling horribly unsupported. How can we as a community look after the people who are caring for people with dementia?
I think the first thing is breaking that stigma and making it okay to talk about dementia, because, as you say, 1.6 million or probably more now are caring for someone. They might feel a bit lost, a bit alienated, they might feel a bit embarrassed about their situation. So I think the more conversations we have, the more awareness we raise, makes it easier for people to talk about it. I know for me personally, it was like, you don't want to talk about helping your dad shower, change his nappy, feed him. You know, they're uncomfortable conversations, but I think the more we can make it okay, break that stigma, make it people more comfortable talking about it, it helps them that they're supported indirectly. They can talk to someone and they can share their experiences.
Absolutely. Dr Kate, you've brought in a mini brain. What have you brought in here to show us?
Yes, I have. So one of the things that we research in the lab is why dementia is starting in some people and the biology underlying that. And the way that we actually study that is we take really small skin samples from people who are experiencing dementia or who are not experiencing dementia, and we turn those into stem cells. So all the cells in your body start out originally as stem cells. And we can tell your skin cell to go back in time, become actually a stem cell. And from there, we can turn that stem cell into all different types of brain cells. And we can grow those together into these little 3D mini brains. And these brains will actually develop dementia themselves and develop those signs and symptoms of it in terms of the brain pathology. And so we can study that over time and say, well, what types of things are actually driving this disease?
Well, thank God for people like you and your team who are doing the research that is so thoroughly needed in our country right now. Nick, I know you're also out there about to do the Bondi to Berry fundraising bike ride. That's coming up soon. Tell us a bit about that and how people can support you.
Yeah, so we founded that in 2016. It's now the 10-year anniversary of that. 15th of November, we'll have over 300 riders and sponsors and event crew doing that. We're 150k from Bondi Beach down to Berry. We'll aim to raise about 250,000, fund research projects like Dr Caitlin Finney's project that we funded 2 years ago. So that's coming up in November. We've got our Australia Day swim, the Sydney Harbour Splash in January. We've got a gala dinner in March. But a lot of these things aren't possible without our corporate support and our sponsors. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Wilson Asset Management, Oni Group and Innovink for helping us do what we do.
Well, we
you
appreciate
both.
you both being in here and help spreading this message. Thank you so much for your time. And for more information, you can head to dementiaresearchcommunity.com.
Still to come.